Okay. So y'all, a time was had last night. A time was had last night. I had a good time last night, and I had me a little henny. A little henny. I am not how I used to be in my 20s. I used to get drink, be up the next day, and just be moving, moving, moving. Now I need 24 hours to recoup. Yeah, I literally need 24 hours to recoup. Y'all ever seen the episode of SpongeBob when he got dry? Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel the very next day from me having a little hen dog. I just need, but I am here. Thank God that I'm here. And let's just, child. If this y'all first time seeing my face, honey, I'm Londa. I tell story times. I think you're gonna love it over here. You know, it's a good vibe over here. Everything over here helps. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, and of course use y'all hypes up. That's engagement, all of that. If you're already a part of the crew, you know what time it is. It's time for another story time. We're gonna talk about somebody, laugh about somebody, all that good stuff. And it ain't really gonna be that long. It's gonna be right to the point. So let's get into the video. So where should I start with this, y'all? Where should I start? Where should I start? Okay, so I've had many friends when I was younger. Many, many friends. This particular friend, I haven't even thought of a name for homegirl. Let me see. Cause I just keep recycling the names over and over. I should have done this before I click play, but let me put on my thinking cap real quick. I'm gonna call her Brittany, right? Brittany was an older friend. When I was in ninth grade, she was in 11th grade. She's like 3 years older than me. Um, let's say we're graduated out of high school now. We're young ladies, and we're discovering ourselves. You know, every time you graduate high school, those first few years out of high school be a little rough for some people. For some people who don't go to college, life is tough. You're trying to figure out stuff. I had a time me trying to figure out my way in life, as she did as well. So no judgments, but I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory on Miss Brittany child. Like I said, she was older than me. She had a little more life under her belt, but she wasn't on the ball yet. She was still a little rocky. So we out of high school, we're young ladies, and we would talk all the time. Me and Brittany was very close, and she was going through it with this man. You ever had a friend that just couldn't get rid of this man? Like, just we all done probably been there. This man is just a leech. This man is just horrible. Everything about him is not good for her. She just could not shake this man. And we're gonna call this man Jerome. We're gonna call him Jerome because he had like some goals in the top and a couple of them was missing. It was just like, I'm gonna call him Jerome from Martin, right? So, and he was older than Brittany. If she was like, let's say if she was 23, Jerome was like 36. He was way older. Like, I don't know what about Jerome. She just could not shake this guy. So a little backstory about them. As y'all can tell, it was horrible. She couldn't shake Jerome. He was a bad influence on her. He even introduced her to a little druggy drug, you know. She just couldn't get her life together. Everything she tried to do in life, it just would fail. It just would not go through because she had this person on her back. It was just hindering her growth, hindering her blessings. And I told her that, her mama told her that, family told her that. It wasn't just me in her ear telling her about this germ that she just couldn't get rid of, right? So he would cheat on her. He would do all kind of stuff or whatnot. She would come tell me about it. I'm always a listening ear. I will always listen to her. But at the same time, homegirl, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Jerome is too old for one. And two, girl, he is a germ in your life. Go ahead and get him cured of it, girl. Exterminate immediately something. I would tell her this stuff. But as we all been there, you got that germ on your back. You got this man that you just cannot shake. I don't know what it was about Jerome. She just could not shake him. We were young ladies, and as a young lady, I was on and off the ball myself. I had an ex that I couldn't shake, and I was going through stuff too, but it was not as bad as Mr. Jerome and Brittany. So with that being said, I would be to and from Pop House when I graduated high school as a young lady. I would move back with Pop. I would fall in love again, move out with Pop. That wouldn't work, and I would go back to Pop, you know. I always had that little security belt just I can go back to my daddy, and I really appreciate my daddy for that, because most parents don't let you in and out their house like that, but my daddy did, and I did it probably twice, moved in, moved out, moved in, moved out, until I finally got stable with myself and I knew what I wanted. So it was around this time where I was back in the house. I was staying there, back in my room. Everything was the same. My bed, my dress, everything. He just never touched it. And I always had a place to stay. So I was there. I was staying there for a couple of months. But it was rocky. It was about time for me to get my ass up out of there again. But I was there. So I would talk to Britney all the time because she was going through it a lot with Jerome. And I would just be a listening ear. I would try to give her comfort in her time of, when she was going through stuff. I would just listen, and I would just keep listening, because what else am I supposed to do? It was getting bad, y'all. So it was like 3 in the morning one night. She's blowing my phone up. She's blowing my phone up. I asked her, hey, Brittany. She's like, she's crying. And I already knew the routine. Either they're fighting, something is going on. So I'm like, hey, Brittany, it's like 3 in the morning, She's crying, and she's hysterically crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, girl, I was at work, and when I came home, I didn't see Jerome in the house. So I'm like, girl, it's 3 in the morning. What? He probably he's at the bar, or he probably around the corner shooting dice. What's the problem? She was like, no, I looked outside. I kept calling. He's not answering the phone. So I was like, okay, it's 3 in the morning, Brittany, get to the point, sister. I'm tired. So she was like, no. And you know about the neighbor that I've been telling you about complaining, because she had been complaining about their next door neighbor. It's a woman. She's an older woman. And the older woman was not bad looking, and she would occasionally flirt with Jerome, and Jerome would occasionally flirt with her. And that was like a little rift in their relationship, because you can't be flirting with my man, you feel me? So I understood that dynamic. So I was like, okay, sister, it's 3 in the morning. Get to the point, Brittany. And she was like, well, I looked everywhere. He's not out there shooting dice. I kept calling his phone. It's going to a voicemail. And she was like, and I don't see the neighbor car outside. And I was like, okay, well, the lady is grown. She could be doing anything in life. Maybe she got she went to see a man by the horse. Who knows? Maybe she's at the club. Maybe she went out of town. And Brittany is just like, no, friend. Like, no. Her car is always here. I've been staying here 3 years, and I know the routines of all my neighbors. She is always here. Like, she don't travel. She don't go out. And I'm just like, sister, it's 3 in the morning. Get to the point. What's up? So she was like, I don't know. Something feel fishy. She's just still crying now. She's like, something feel fishy. And he's just not answering the phone. And neighbor car is not there. She was just like putting 2 and 2 together, right? So I was like, okay, get to the point. She was like, girl. She was like, I kept walking around the building. And I see Jerome car parked on the other side of, because when you stay in apartments, you have different places to park sometimes. It depends on how the building is built, You could park different places. So she said she just kept like in her spirit, she just kept getting up, walking around looking to see if she saw Jerome anywhere. So she get to the other side of the building. And I told you they're next door neighbors. So she gets to the other side of the building, and she see Jerome's car parked on the opposite side of the street. And now I'm getting up, and I'm putting on my little robe or whatever, because tea is getting hot, It's 3 in the morning, but tea is hot. So I'm sitting up now, and I put on my little robe or whatever. And I'm like, okay, friend, where you getting at? So she was like, yeah. And I see Jerome's car is parked on the other side of the street. And she was like, okay, he is not answering the phone. She said, something told me to walk up to the neighbor's back window. And she said when she walked up to the back window, y'all, she said she seen them two in the room sleep. Like in neighbor's bed sleep. Why neighbor didn't have her blinds closed? Why she didn't have some type of cloth covering it, I have no idea. They wanted the moonlight to shine down on them while they slept, and that's what happened. So she walked up the homegirl window, and she's like, hoo, and she see them in the bed sleep. They wasn't doing nothing. They was asleep. They had finished what they was doing, I assume. So they was asleep. So I'm like, Brand, for real? So she was like, girl. And she's still crying, and she was like, yes. And I went crazy. She said she took the nearest rock. She started banging it. The first time the glass did not break, but she kept banging on it, and it shattered. And when it shattered, she just took another rock and she broke it in. I say, friend, that's a crime. That's breaking and entering. Britney wasn't hearing that shit, y'all. Britney didn't care. She said she broke the girl window, and as she was like the first 2 or 3 knocks at the window with the rock, she said they started waking up. And when Jerome finally see who it was, Jerome hops up, he puts on his pants, his clothes, he runs to the front of the apartment, right? So the neighbor is still in bed, and she's looking crazy at Britney like, what the hell is going on? And Britney said she didn't even say nothing to homegirl. She just ran to the front of the apartment, right? Y'all, it's crazy. And it's 3 in the morning. So I'm like, Britney, for real, girl. So she's like, yeah, I went to the front of the apartment, and I catch him barely, he barely made it out the door. He tried to run back in our apartment. She said she caught him. She started pulling his hair because Jerome had little dreads or whatever. Little dreads. He was real tall, skinny. He had goals, but the goals was missing. He had one goal, one missing. One goal, one missing. Just Jerome mouth, yuck mouth, just horrible. So she said she caught him by his dreads, and she started wop, right? And as she was whopping him, she was dragging him inside of their apartment. But as she was trying to drag him inside of their apartment, neighbor walks out. And why did neighbor walk out, y'all? So I'm like, for real, friend, I need to put on my clothes. Like, what's going on, friend? Now I'm up because tea is hot. So she was like, nah. She was like, nah. I drug him in the house, and since she want to stand at the door and be nosy, she was like, I knew it. She was like, I felt it in my spirit that them two was messing around, because they always would flirt, and I would check him about it, but he acted like it really didn't matter. The girl would do stuff in her face. She said, I felt that they was doing something. I just really need to catch him, right? So she said she drugged Jerome in the apartment, and he stayed there. Jerome ain't want no smoke, y'all. Jerome stayed in the house. But she went back out to fight the neighbor. Now, most women would be like, girl, you handle who you needed to handle, which was Mr. Jerome. True. But I feel like when a woman be playing in your face, like neighbor knew about Britney and Jerome. She knew good and damn well that they was a couple. She knew good and goddamn well they've been together for years. So why are you playing in this man's face and playing in Britney's face? Why? Huh? So she deserved to get knocked up a little bit, knotted up a little, not. You know what I'm saying? So she said she walked up to neighbor and they got to fighting. But the fight was very short-lived because she said she cut him. She said neighbor cut her. Neighbor cut her. Britney, how you let the neighbor cut you, girl? You supposed to be cutting her. Friend, you down 1 point. But listen, she said neighbor had cut her on the neck, right? It was a superficial cut, when no squirting blood or whatever. But she cut Britney, and they just kept fighting, walk, because the older lady, she said she got the best of her. That's what she said. She said she got the best of neighbor. That's what she said, and I'm gonna stick by my friend. So once Britney started hollering out, hey, I'm cut, she said now Jerome walks outside and try to break them up because it's getting a little serious now. Now they cutting each other or whatever. So that was a whole lot. I'm sitting on the end of my bed, y'all. This is when my thighs was a little smaller and I could actually cross them bitches. So I'm sitting on the end of my bed with my legs crossed. For real, girl. Listening to this hot tea. And y'all, I'm explaining it funny because it's funny, but she was crying. She was so distraught. Britney was so distraught, like she didn't see that coming a million miles away. Mr. Jerome was just too much. So Jerome break the fight up, and homegirl goes in her house, and they goes into their apartment, and they're arguing about it. Britney is telling Jerome, like, I knew you was cheating on me. I knew you would be talking to this old lady. Why you doing this to me? I've been with you for so long. Why? So they doing all of that, right? So she said she couldn't take it. Slow girl. She was like, and I'm outside of your house. What? She said, and I'm in the car. She said, I packed my stuff up, girl, as much as I could. And I packed them in my car. And she said, I'm outside of your house. Okay, wait a minute. Nobody has ever stayed with me and my daddy. besides Miss Mary. This would be the first friend besides a cousin who has stayed with me ever. So it was a little weird. So now it's like 3:30 in the morning, right? Pop is on his back, calling hogs, snoring, sleep. So I go outside, I tiptoe. I'm like, friend, you okay? She's, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just tired of this nigga. I'm tired of this nigga. So I'm like, okay, friend, get your spending night bag and come, let's go in the house. Goes in the house, I let her sit on the couch, whatever, fix her a drink, and I go inside Pop room. I wake Pop up, hey Pop, get up, Pop, get up. You okay? Get up. He wakes up a little bit. He disoriented, but I'm like, hey Pop, I got Britney here because Britney was Pop was very familiar with Britney. She had been a part of my life since we were in high school. She'd been in my house plenty of times. She has ate at my table plenty of times. Pop has given us rides plenty of times. He took her with me to get my prom dress for high school. She has been in my house many, many times. He was very familiar with Britney. So I'm like, hey, Pop, this is what's happening. Long story short, Britney caught her old guy with the neighbor cheating. The neighbor cut her on the neck, and she moved out for right now. And can she stay here for a little bit? Pop was like, what? And I was like, yeah, could she stay here for about a week or two? He was like, yeah, I don't care. Long as long as my house, long as she bring nobody to my house, long as she don't bring none of that drama to my house, long as she be respectful and clean after herself, bum. So I'm like, okay, Pop, go back to sleep. I go back to the living room, and me and Brittany is talking at the kitchen table. Relate to Brittany the rules that Pop has set, that's that. She was like, cool, friend, like I only need a couple, maybe just a month or whatever, and I'm out of here. I'm like, okay, cool. Now staying with Brittany, Brittany staying with us was okay. I give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't that bad, but it could have been better. Meaning sometimes, a couple of times she left she left her little sanitary napkins in the bathroom. Okay, women do that all the time, fix it, whatever. She left it on the sink, though. The sink where you have your personal items and stuff. And Pop did not like that. Pop flipped his top one day. And I had to save her ass, That was one. Two, she would stay up very, very, very late. She's grown ass woman. She's older than me. Who's to say you could go to sleep 6 in the morning if you want to? But when you stand in somebody else's house, and you got the TV up real loud in the living room, you know what I'm saying? You kind of have to be a little respectful of people's spaces, So sometimes I would be in my room and she would be in the living room. I would be dead asleep. Pop would be asleep and the TV is blasting loud and she in there laughing on the phone. It is like 2 in the morning, sister. Brittany, go to sleep. So that's why I give her like a 7 out of 10. And then because she would stay up so late, she would sleep very late. Like I would be going to work in the morning, and she would be in my bed or in the living room on the couch, sleep, and she snored really loud. Might I add, my friend snored very, very loud. I don't know if she had sleep apnea. I don't know if she just had allergies. I don't know. But she snored very, very loud. So while I'm at work, she would be on the couch in the living room snoring very loud, and it bothered Pop. Because Pop is an older guy, y'all. Pop will get up 5, 6 in the morning, start doing shit, working in the yard, cleaning the house. You know how old people do. So that bothered him a little bit. So that's why I give her 7 out of 10 for living with us. But let's say within a week. That didn't last long. Within a week, y'all. Within a week or two. So me and her outside on the porch this day. I wasn't smoking or anything around this time, but we just out on the porch, just observing the bando right there with the prostitutes and crackheads talk, laughing. And like I have mentioned many times in my story times, you can see down the street. You can see the gas station. You can see the bando house. You can see everything down the street from my house. So down the street at the gas station, she would just be staring down there, staring real hard, texting real hard, staring real hard, texting real hard, until I asked her, I say, Brittany, what's going on? And she would just be like, egging me at first. Then day 2, she would do the same thing. She want to go outside so she can stare down the street. So I peep game, like, homegirl, you texting Jerome. You texting Jerome. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then she finally tell me, she was like, because where she was staying at, y'all, it was like a efficiency type of like place. It was like real private owned, small. And she had said that the owner told her that they can't come back. Now, how is that legal? I don't know. I know that they had to evict them, but I guess because they had been going at it for years, fighting, breaking up shit in a place, going at it with the neighbor, the property owner was like, you cannot come back here. So at this point, Jerome was out on the street or doing what he do as a man to survive. She's outside texting, looking at this gas station. I finally saw it. I look down the street and guess who I see? Mr. Jerome. This man, she just cannot shake this man. Did he not just get you stabbed a few nights ago? I'm talking to Britney and she's not even listening to me because she's texting Jerome. Okay, that's your man, friend. Do your big one, But I'm like, okay, the purpose of you staying here was to get away from him, and because you lost your place, to get you another little place, You got your check, you get your assistance and stuff. It's not hard for you to find another place. What are you doing? You have a chance to get away from this germ, but you're not taking the opportunity. I'm telling her this stuff, but it's going in one ear out the other. She stepped over it, y'all. So it's like the next week. Okay, it's getting worse. Now he's moved from the gas station to the bando. And he's on the bike. And he's like riding up and down the block. And they're staring at each other. I don't know why they just wouldn't meet and talk it out. I don't know. But he would just come on the block and he would just ride up and down with his bike and stare at her. And she would stare at him and they would text and call all day. Okay, so I see where this is going. You falling back for the trap again for Mr. Jerome. And it was just sad to see. I ain't gonna lie. It was just sad to see because you older than me. And you don't see that this man is hindering your growth. You don't see that he's like hindering hindering you from being the greatest you can be, Britney. It was so sad to see her falling back into his little trap. Okay, so this went on for like a week or whatever, a week or two. So now it started from her being up in our living room late at night to her not being there at all. And Pop didn't like that because if you stay in his house, he needs to know that you're okay. He needs you to check in. He's just an old school type of guy. My daddy is old, y'all. He's very old school. And if anybody have an old school parent or old school people in y'all family, y'all know how that goes. So you supposed to be staying with us. Why are you like skipping nights? My daddy didn't like that, So now she started from being up late to her not coming at all. Or when she do come, she would come like 4 or 5 in the morning. And y'all who know that ain't gonna work with no old person. So she started doing that. Because apparently she would be she would be hanging out with Jerome at the train station all night. Anybody who hangs at the train station all day is usually drug dealers and homeless people. So you trying to tell me, Britney, you was up at the train station hanging with Mr. Jerome all day just to be with him after he done cheated on you for the 89th time and got you cut on your neck, and you not even trying to find a hobby. You're not trying to find a place to stay. You're not trying to find mental health. You're not trying to find nothing, but you're sitting at the train station all day with Mr. Jerome. Noted. Long story short, y'all, it went from her hanging at the train station to her getting the newspapers, finding a place to stay. I'm like, okay, good. But I noticed she was rushing because Jerome was rushing her. Jerome was a homeless piece of bum. He had no job. He had no money. He had no car. He had no self-esteem. He had nothing going on, no skill. He had nothing going on about himself. Nothing. And she started like rushing to find a place to stay. And she was just rushing and rushing. She was just called every number in the newspaper. She would like stop at different apartment buildings. She was just rushing and rushing. And I knew it was because of him. I knew it was because of Jerome rushing her because he didn't have nowhere to go. Just using Britney. Like I said, she had her little assistants or whatever. And he would just use her. Just a bum. So long story short, y'all, she finds a little efficiency, a little duplex efficiency somewhere nearby my dad's house. Cool. I remember her mama came and her mama helped her put her stuff in the car, and they drove to the efficiency, and she's like, friend, thank you and Pop, I love y'all so much. Now it was only like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, y'all. Like she said, I ain't gonna cap, it didn't last that long. Good job. But her mama came and she toodaloo, right? And she was like, friend, when I get my place, like, you know, like when I get it together and stuff and I put my stuff in there, you come in like 2 days. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you a day or two to settle down, you know, smell the air, be proud of yourself, and I'm going to be there in 2 days. That was the deal. So 2 days, 3 days go by. I finally got in my little hoopty that I had, and I go see her. I pulls up, and guess who's on the porch smoking a cigarette? You guessed it, Jerome. My gears instantly started grinding, and I'm like, oh my gosh, can somebody please pass me the Raid? Spray this nigga, please, cause why won't he leave her alone? It's not even him leaving her. Why can't you leave him alone? Just toxic, right? So he's sitting on the porch smoking a cigarette. I'm just like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. He ain't like, okay, why? So I'm sitting there for a minute. I get out. He's staring at me, and I goes aside. You know, it's a small little something. It's a small little whoop de whoop. You know, it's to get back on your feet. I'm like, oh, it's cool in here. I like it. It smells good. You know, I like your little kitchen setup. I'm just complimenting Britney on her accomplishment or whatever. One thing I noticed when I walked inside, it was barely some of her stuff, but all of his stuff, if you know what I mean. Hats all posted on the wall, shoes all lined up against the baseboard. His head shirts all like what you want to call it? Shirts laid out all on the couch. It was like 80% his stuff and like 20% her stuff. I ain't say nothing because that ain't my business, right? So we want to I don't know where we were gonna go. I don't know if we were gonna go get some food or what. But the plan was for us to get up and go somewhere, right? So she gathered her stuff. I gathered my stuff. He's gathering his stuff. I'm the one with the car. So she leaves out the door first, right? So because he picked up the house keys. So Brittany walks out of the house first. First it was her walking out the door, then it was me, and then it was Jerome. You get it? So when she walked out and she's like close to the ending of the gate, I'm like walking outside of the door. When I walks outside of the door, I feel somebody pinch, like a little pinch to my butt. Yeah, a little pinch to my butt out, right? So I thought I was tripping. So I look behind me, and Jerome is like standing there staring at me. So I was like, no, I know he didn't fucking pinch my butt. So y'all, y'all might say, oh, I'm gonna tell Britney instantly, and I should have, but I was not sure. I was not sure. Let me tell you why I'm not sure. Because although Britney has been my friend since we were young girls, and you know, even though she's older, she's been my friend. We were cool. We were really cool. But it's always something in between the lines with us, but throughout these years with men. Let me tell you how. Like, for example, we would hang out with the guys, and sometimes the guys would be, or the guy would be into me. I'm not tooting my own horn, y'all. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. Like, sometimes we would hang out with guys, and like the guy she would like would be talking to me. It would be a time where, I told a story time about this. I did, and I think I named her a totally different name. We was at a stoplight one night. She flirted with this guy. In the same breath, we pull over and go to the hotel with this guy. Like I told you, she's older than me, so I'm just going with the flow. We go to the hotel with this guy. Very dangerous. The guy was talking to me the whole time, and she didn't like that. I go to the bathroom. Do y'all know she left me there? She left me there with him. She sure did. And we never had talked about it again after that. It's like, I just avoided. Because it's like, bitch, really? What's another example? Y'all get my drift? I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just me and Britney has always had, it's always a thin line in the middle with us about men. Like, it's like she always feel like her men like me, or the guys that she like me. I can't, either way I try to put it, it just comes back around to the same shit. And most times it has been that way. And I'm not a pussy ass hoe. You feel me? I'm not a green ass woman. If I see my friend like somebody, I would ignore the fucking guy. I would ignore him. I would ignore them, act like I'm not really listening to them, just to try to get the attention off of me so they can talk to her. I have done that a many a times. So when you say, Londa, why didn't you say nothing instantly? Because we always had this line in between our communication and our history, like, of her accusing me of liking her men, or her men just liking me, or me going behind her back talking to them or something. So I was like, am I sure I felt what I felt? Should I say something? Because if I say something, she might take that as, oh, you like my man, you want my man, you want him to touch you or something. That's what was going on in my head. And I loved Britney very much, y'all. I did not want our relationship to diminish, because I've seen what she was going through in this time. This guy using her. He don't really love her. He's just using her and shit. You know, it was just sad. So that's why I didn't say nothing instantly, y'all. That's why I didn't say nothing instantly, because I was not sure, and I did not want to lose my friend over this bum. So that's why I didn't say nothing instantly, y'all. So I was like, okay, maybe I felt that, maybe I didn't. So we continue to the car and we leave. We go do what we need to do that day, and that was that, right? So the very next day, they get into it again. No wonder. It's not no surprise. They get into a very bad fight. He's known for hitting on Britney. She's known for hitting him back, but he fuck her up all the time. She allowed it. So the very, very next day, they get into this huge fight. She's calling me crying. Once again, Londa, come over here, please. I need you. I'm a listening ear to her. They get into this very, very, very huge ass fight. And for some reason, she wanted to follow him. Like, the train station was literally, the train station was literally down the street from her house. So I told y'all Mr. Jerome didn't have no car. So he gets on his bike and he rides down the street to the train station, and he goes up on the train station and waiting for the train. Tell me why she following this man. So she's like, come on, friend, let's go. I'm like, Britney, I don't want to follow Jerome. She's like, please, I want to talk to him. And I oblige, because I don't know. It's not much more I can do or much more that I can say. I'm here for her, you know. We get in my car. We drive a few blocks down the street to the train station. We go up to the train station where he's sitting at. We were out there all day. We were out there for like 4 or 5 hours on top of the train station. Train after train after train after train pass. It's us three out there talking. Well, them two talking. She's like, along the lines of, why you treat me like this? Why you been cheating on me like this? We've been together since I was this age, and how long? And I love you. I got your name tattooed on me. Why you keep doing this to me? Why? And he's answering, but he's not really giving a good answer. He's not really giving his care. He's giving, you always gonna be here no matter what. And I would jump in occasionally, because I'm there. I would jump in occasionally, and I would be like, well, Jerome, maybe if you do this better, maybe if you stop cheating, maybe if you do this. And this went on for 4 or 5 hours. No cap. We were on the train station for 4 or 5 hours. I'm the mediator, and they were in therapy. And it was so sad to see. So finally, Jerome was like, you know what, babe? I love you. I'm going to do right by you. I promise I'm going to do right by you. And Britney just instantly, she lit up. And it was so sickening. Like, I pray to not be, we're women, men who watch me. We have all probably been there. And if you have not been there, good job. Don't be that. Don't let somebody just run over you, use you, and you know it, and you keep allowing it. Don't do that if you have not. And if you have been there already, honey, we're going to be all right. Everything in life is a learning lesson. Do never feel less of yourself. Feel bad, as I was trying to tell Britney. Never feel bad about shit you've been through in life. It's all a lesson. But when you keep letting it happen, now I don't know about the lesson part. You maybe it ain't sink into you. But yeah. So he agreed to, hey baby, I love you, Britney. I'm gonna stop doing all of this. I'm gonna be a man. I'm finna go to the labor pool and I'm going to go to the labor pool in the morning and I'm going to get me a day job and I'm going to pay for our little rent, child. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, he's finally getting it. He's finally getting it. He's finally fucking getting it. So 5 hours later, the sun has gone down, y'all. We tired, mouth dry, headaches everywhere. So we finally come down from the train station, get in my car, and I drive them to their duplex. They little efficiency, right? So I'm like, okay, phew, my friend finally got her man on point. Everything gonna be good, good gravy. Yeah. Yeah. So remember I said that was like, okay, one day I thought he did pinch my butt. The next day we stayed on the train station 4 or 5 hours. I was mediating. The very next day, she called me crying again. friend. And at this point, I don't be startled anymore. You know, I don't hop up. What's wrong? Because Britney does this all the time. Britney loves to go through stuff with this man, and I just don't be surprised. So she calls me again crying, and she's telling me how the police is there and he's going to jail. He blacked her eye. He split her lip. He broke all their little appliances. He spilled like liquid all on the couch. Girl, he just tore the house down, broke her heart, broke her skin up, all kind of shit, right? And she's distraught. And I see that it's getting really, really serious now. When a man does something like that to you with no regard, he don't even care about you hurting. He don't love you, Britney. He don't love you. So I kept telling her all of this, and she just was like crying, and it's like she hearing me, but she won't hear me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put the final nail in the coffin. Maybe me telling her this will make her leave the nigga alone. So I'm like, and Britney, do you know the day before yesterday when I was over there, when I was walking out the house, he pinched my butt. She was like, what? Huh? I was like, yes, he pinched my butt. I said, I didn't say nothing because I didn't want us to fall out about it, because you know how we rock, girl. I was just keeping it real with sister. I'm like, yeah, you know how we rock, girl. You know, we done been through this in the past and shit or whatever. And she's quiet. She's listening or whatever. She's listening. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you should be with him. Like, even me, he put his hands on me. Like, I don't think you should continue talking to Jerome. Like, leave him alone. Y'all. Do you know what this girl tell me? If I'm lying, I'm fucking flying. I'm flying. This girl said, I knew y'all was talking. I knew you wanted Jerome. I knew you was talking to Jerome. Bitch. She told me, I knew y'all was talking. Yeah, that's what she told me. After all the shit that I've done for her, all the shit that I've been through with her, she tells me, I knew y'all was talking. I dreamed that y'all was talking. I dreamed that y'all was fucking around behind my back. No, that's your conscience. You see him stare at me sometime. You see he like me sometime. You see he flirts. You know, he tried to flirt and do all this shit. You see that. And in your brain, you probably dreamt that we was messing around because you're insecure about it. And yeah, she tells me, I knew y'all was fucking around. I knew y'all was talking. I don't even have this man number. I don't know this man real name. I don't know shit about Jerome, okay? I just call him Jerome in the house because he look fucked up. You feel me? Like, what? She tells me that she knew that me and him was messing around. Right. Okay. Instantly, I get turned off from sister. I'm like, okay, Britney. Like, okay, here we go again. We have been down, like I told y'all, we have been down this road many of times. Sister be jealous. I'm just keeping it real. She be jealous. She be thinking all the men want me. She be thinking her men want me. She don't like none of the men to stare at me. She don't want them to talk to me. None of that. And I just be mad at my motherfucking business. I be mad at my business. I don't toot my own horn. Half of the time, I feel insecure. My arms fat and shit. Girl, what you talking about? I don't be walking around you and your man thinking I'm just hot shit in the world. I'm insecure half of the time. So, she was jealous of me, y'all. So, when she said that, I gracefully ended the conversation. I told her I hope everything work out. Make sure the paramedics check your lip out and your eye. Make sure you ain't got no blood clot in it, whatever. And good night, girl. And yeah, we had talked a few times after that because I don't know why. I don't know why I talked to her a few times after that. But men wasn't involved when I did talk to her after that. But I did talk to her after that because I loved her. I love Britney. I love my friend. And I won't let no man come between that. I love Britney. I love her dearly, and and I still talk to her after that, and we even hung out a few times or whatever, and eventually, a good time story. Eventually, she got rid of Jerome. Eventually, it took years after that though. It took years after that. Yeah, and I got some other stories, but that's it for now. So it backfired, y'all. It backfired telling a girl her man has done something to you. Yeah, it backfired. Well, in my case. Yeah, I should have kept that to myself, cuz I know how to handle myself. I know how to handle myself. When he touched me, trust me, I don't touch me, don't look at me, don't talk to me, none of that stuff. I was mediating on the train station for her to see, get some kind of insight, for her to maybe move on, for her to maybe reach out to Jerome some kind of way. But don't fuck with me, don't talk to me, don't touch me. He had no connection to me. He didn't know like nothing about me for real. So it's like, girl, it backfired telling a friend that her man did something to you. She told me I was messing with him the whole time. Ain't that some shit? God be goddamn. Hold going on. Y'all, your girl mouth is dry. I'm finna go chug a jug of water. Cause I'm still a little what you wanna call it? Hungover. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed my story time. I'm very authentic and real, and yeah, I just pour my heart out to y'all for entertain y'all, tell y'all a little life stories. If you like my channel, make sure you subscribe to it. Okay, make sure you like this video. Okay, and how we talk over here, you gonna leave your comment down below, and I will respond. Yeah, and use y'all hypes to hype me up. That's pure engagement. And until the next video, y'all, I love y'all. Peace.